Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about some gift ideas for Father's Day for all zodiac signs, and yes, this applies or pertains to the Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Now, let me start with Aries. Now, with Aries is about competition often. Aries can be about sports as well because a lot of sports generally are associated with competition. So it could be anything like an air hockey game. Doesn't have to be that extravagant though. It could be just perhaps maybe going to some game room and playing a multitude of games with your father, and perhaps doing that because Aries tends to be very competitive. Now that's one thing for as far as gift ideas. Perhaps now for Taurus can be very simple as far as this goes, but can be about cultivating and gardening, so maybe some hedge clippers or something for the home, even if it just says some drawing that says, "Dad, I love you." Maybe something else for the home, such as perhaps like maybe a DVD or movies, because Taurian people are similar to Cancer zodiac sign people. They could be very introverted and homebodies. Many of you know I'm a Cancer with Taurus rising, so I know about being inside a lot. So those are some things to perhaps consider for Taurus people. So now Gemini, this is another kettle of fish because Gemini is about versatility and variety, and they like intellectual stimulation. So with Gemini, it could be maybe a variety puzzle book or some kind of like one of those 5-in-1 games that you see in a store. Something that challenges the intellect and the mind, such as like one of those old style games called Haiku or chess or brain teasers. So those are some things as far as Gemini goes that you might want to consider. Now, as far as the zodiac sign Cancer, like I stated before, similar to Taurus, Cancer personalities can be often very introverted and they like the home. Could this be maybe something for home decoration? Maybe a mat by the door that says Happy Father's Day or I love you, Dad. Something has a certain sentimentality to it. Could be things connected perhaps with cooking, even if it's something like a new pot or a pan. Something that is something connected with the home is something that Cancer people would often like. And now the next sign, Leo. Now, when I talk, the sign Leo is one that is very flamboyant and likes extravagant taste. So now, as far as the zodiac sign Leo may go, maybe a shirt that's very bright and dynamic stands out. It could be something like a sweater or something brilliant that says Happy Father's Day on it. Something maybe connected maybe with theaters or movies. Leos have a tendency to like these kind of things associated with that, and those can be perhaps some things that Leo may enjoy for as far as a Father's Day gift idea. Now, for Virgo, this is similar to Gemini. Virgo is very intellectual and analytical, and Virgo personalities might have be interested in things which require a lot of analysis, like Gemini, I think even chess, but more for the analytical part of the thing. Something like a game like Mastermind, something where they could really analyze and really scrutinize, even like a Sudoku puzzle book, something that challenges the mind and that they could really think and put some analysis into. And I think those would be some things where Virgo might like. And even like a game like Tetris, like maybe a video game like that would be something which might require a lot of analysis and a lot of thinking. So another next sign as far as Libra goes, well, Libra is the sign of balance, about equilibrium. I'm not going to say get a Libra a scale, even though they like to weigh and balance things and they have that strong propensity for that. I would say For Libras about art, and often in Libras can maybe they may be interested maybe in things that are connected with artwork, maybe taking your father to a art gallery perhaps, or some kind of museum, like in New York they have the Metropolitan Museum of Art, I believe, for example, or just something that's connected with something beauty, aesthetically appealing, and maybe something of that nature. And I think you look at that, and those are some things that you might want to consider as far as like perhaps a Father's Day gift. And Libras are often about being sociable and about relationships, and maybe you invite maybe some family members over and have a little celebration with more people. So those could be some things that could be for Libra for Father's Day. Now Scorpio is about a sign that is connected with mystery, and Scorpios maybe a good mystery novel, maybe a game like Clue, maybe something. If your Scorpio father is enamored with astrology, occult, supernatural things, maybe some kind of maybe an astrology book or astrology trivia game, if you can find something like that, or something associated with astrology and maybe or supernatural, the occult, something connected with that. Perhaps Scorpios are often the ultimate detective, and they have very penetrating insight in something. If you have like that game, isn't there something called Would I Lie to You, or something connected with that, like Liar Liar, or something where you can gives the person an opportunity to say whether you're telling the truth or not. Maybe a game maybe connected with that. So, and now the next sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius is obviously a very expansive, exuberant sign, and Sagittarians often are fond of the outdoors. So maybe something connected with the outdoors, maybe if it's going on maybe a little trip or little expedition or adventure, just taking your dad out maybe to a ball game, because Sagittarian people often like sports and often can be athletically inclined as well. So those are some things to look at as far as Sagittarius may go. And as far as the and maybe something even similar like to Aries, like I stated before, like even a game room, because Sagittarians are about fun. This could even be like an amusement park as well, because Sagittarians love enjoyment. So those are some things to look at for Sagittarius. Now for Capricorn, really, Capricorn is really very serious and can be stoic, very strongly about business, very orthodox. And I see the sign Capricorn. Well, it could be something maybe if your dad is a Capricorn, sun, moon, or ascendant, and is in some kind of business, something connected with the business. Maybe a game, if there's some game that has to do with business, perhaps. Monopoly is kind of like that. That Monopoly is a little bit more, I mean, it's real estate. It has to do with wheeling and dealing. Maybe that could be a possibility. But if you have something you can find that has to do with business sense, and you can find a game connected with that, then I would say maybe go for the Capricorn. Could very well be like something like that. So now the next sign, Aquarius. Now Aquarius is about innovation and modern technology, and Aquarians often have an affinity or love things that are connected with things that are new, like something like a gravity light that doesn't run on electricity. That might not be the best example. If you could find a remote control bicycle, something like that is around. I'm only kidding. But something that is new and different, and maybe something that's new associated with computers, and that really can tickle their fancy. And Aquarians really often are infatuated with things that are new, and even if it's something like a new video or board game that came out and they're into this, I would say by all means, maybe go for it and get your father a gift along those lines. Now, last but not least, for Pisces, well, Pisces is often about the fantasy and the imagination. So for Pisces, could it be maybe your Pisces dad a fantasy book or fiction novel? Uh, I remember playing Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger, and I don't know if that's really that good for something that adults. I don't know if they're enamored with that. I know it's for kids, but something, maybe a game that goes kind of into that fantasy realm and brings them into kind of like that different, I guess you could say, that different world or universe, perhaps, and maybe even water related things. Pisces being a water sign, maybe even taking your dad out maybe to the beach or swimming or something, uh, maybe scuba diving. Uh, could be something water related, I would say. Could be something up your Pisces dad's alley. So those are some things to perhaps consider as far as Pisces goes for your dad. So anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for gift ideas for all zodiac signs, sun, moon, and ascendant. And stay tuned next time, where I will be continuing my series on the signs on the house cusp. So anyway, two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone, because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.